I hope you're having a great day. The American Cancer Society has published a report saying that at least 13 different kinds of cancer can be prevented by adding exercise into our daily routine. Today, I want to talk about vitamin E. And when I'm talking about vitamin E, I'm not talking about the vitamin E. I'm talking about vitamin E, which is exercise. We need to understand the importance of vitamins. Vitamins have many roles in our body. One vitamin can have almost 50 to 100 to 200 to 300 different functions in the body. The vitamin E that I'm talking about today is exercise, because by just adding a little bit of exercise, a minimum of 15 to 30 minutes in a day, can basically result in so many benefits for the human body, right from cardiovascular health to your immune system, to your brain health, to your hair, to your skin, to detoxification. So many different things can be achieved by just adding a little bit of vitamin E, which is exercise, into your daily routine. Now, like I always say, we have complicated everything, and sometimes we think we need to do more complicated things to achieve results. But it all comes down to simplicity. Today, we lack the amount of exercise. And this goes out to even the people who are doing a 1-hour workout. If you are doing a 1-hour workout, but for the rest of the day you are sedentary, which means maybe your job requires you to sit or your lifestyle is sedentary, okay, that is not enough for us. A 1-hour workout today puts us in a category of being sedentary active, which means we're slightly active, but we're still sedentary, and that doesn't cut it out for good health. We need to understand that the more we sit, the more activity we need in our life. And this activity can be spread over the day. After our lunch, we can walk for 10 to 15 minutes in between our day. While we're sitting, we can stand up every 45 minutes, touch our toes, do a big stretch, go get some water, go to the toilet and come back. That's enough. That could all get over in 2 minutes, but it's added activity. Now, when we see all these reports, all these scientific reports coming in today about the connection with exercise and cancer. Mayo Clinic published a report on how exercise has a direct link with the possible prevention of cancer. Now, we all know that cancer is not going to be caused because you're sedentary, but because you're sedentary, you're going to have an irregulation of your hormones. Because you have an irregulation of your hormones, we mess up communication between our cells, our DNA, our genes, and everything else. And that's what leads to cancers. It is a multifactorial disease. Cardiovascular, again, you could be popping omega-3 throughout the day, chewing on raw garlic and doing all of that stuff. But if you don't have activity or exercise in your life, let's understand why it's so important. You see, everything works in the human body with blood circulation. Our blood vessels are carriers of blood. Blood carries nutrients from the food that we eat and oxygen from the air that we breathe. These are two raw materials that have to reach out to trillions of cells in the human body. If your cells don't get the right amount of oxygen, if they do not get the right amount of nutrients from the food that we eat, and the nutrients from the food that we eat do not contain balance of what your cells need to protect you, to grow you, to reduce inflammation, to heal you, and to prevent diseases, we get sick. We have irregulation of hormones and everything else. So how do we get nutrients? Some of us eat organic food and farm food, and our diets are great, but we don't have exercise. It's useless. You think you're getting nutrients. Yes, you are. But those nutrients are unable to be carried through your blood flow to all the cells in your body because you don't have activity. Now, when we start the simple process of even walking, we basically stimulate blood circulation. Exercise stimulates blood circulation. Today, when I'm talking about exercise, it could be your choice. It doesn't matter if you do CrossFit, it doesn't matter if you do Zumba, it doesn't matter if you lift weights, whatever it is. I'm talking about movement. Exercise or movement. I need you to be active. If your day is sedentary, I need you to be more active, because we need to understand that sedentary lifestyles are the root causes, along with your stress, your sleep deprivation, your bad food choices, to so many diseases. Think of every lifestyle disorder that you know: diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular, dementia, Alzheimer's. All of that has something to do with sedentary lifestyles or less activity. So it is so important for us to insist, it needs to become a rule in our life. The way you prioritize everything but your exercise, you need to move exercise right up on your priority list. No matter how busy you are, no matter what your designation may be, no matter how many hours you work, you need to make time, that 15 to 30 minutes of exercise for your body, because nothing else matters. You can waste all your money on supplements, you can waste all your money on food and all of these things. You can download as many apps as you want on your phone. You know, the ironic thing is I meet so many people who have like 10 to 15 to 20 different fitness apps, meditation apps all on their phone, and most of them don't even use it. So we need to stop fooling ourselves and come down to the simplicity of self-discipline. Revolve your day around 30 minutes minimum of exercise. People and human beings always have excuses. We need to understand that. It's not just one person, it's everyone. We find excuses. Our conscious mind finds excuses to not do things which are not high on our priority list, things that we take for granted. But you need to revolve your day around 30 minutes of exercise. It doesn't have to be done in one go. You can do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes in the night. You don't have to join a gym. You don't have to do a 1 hour workout. You just need to be active. So some people who use public transport and trains and buses, they end up walking a lot more than other people. That's still activity, and that is good for you. Like I said, you may do a 1 hour workout in the gym, but you're sedentary for the rest of the day. It's not working for you. It is working for you. Of course it is, but you're still sedentary active. Now, people who are sick, people who are bedridden, people who are recovering from surgeries or deadly illnesses and are unable to walk, all hope is not lost. For these people, we need to ensure that there is someone or some family member who is able to press the soles of their feet. Because by pressing the soles of their feet for even 10 to 15 minutes, we are able to stimulate blood flow and blood circulation. We are able to stimulate the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system has everything to do with cleaning out toxins from your body, cleaning out excess lymph that can actually aggravate the disease and make it worse. So there are ways someone who's bedridden, even if they have arm movement by moving their arms up and down or their legs, passive or active, means we will promote blood circulation. But the human mindset is such, we are so molded that if I don't have 1 hour in a day, I don't do anything. You may have half an hour, you may have 15 minutes, you may have 4 minutes, but do something. Get that heart rate up, get that body moving, get some activity so that your blood circulation works. Because more and more medical data is coming in which is showing that a minimum of 30 minutes in a day can actually prevent the onset and the risk of so many different cancers, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular, and all of those things. So we got to make a personal choice. Like I said, it's the easiest thing to say, I'm busy. Well, you got to find time. Where there's a will, there's a way, no matter how busy you are. I know CEOs, I know billionaires, I know people who are extremely busy. I know doctors who are in and out of hospitals, but they find time to add to their lifestyle. Because if you are so busy and you have so much of importance in the role that you do, you need to understand that you got to maintain this vehicle, this body, to continue that role. Because at some point, sickness is going to creep in and slow you down completely. And that's when all the depression, anxiety, emotional issues creep in, because you were so used to moving at a fast pace, and all of a sudden life has pulled you back. You can't do anything about it, so you mentally and emotionally start getting destroyed. So why wait to reach that period? Figure it out. We all have excuses. You have a choice as well. You make the choice and you minimize the excuse. Like I said, little things work. You're busy, airports. Walk at airports. Why do you have to sit at an airport? You're going to get on the flight anyway, and you're going to have more than enough of time to sit. Use airports to walk. You go on a holiday, why does your entire lifestyle change? Eat, drink, party with your friends, do what you want, but keep that half an hour for your exercise. You see, we don't need excuses. At work, if you have a sitting job, there are so many ways to change it. Stand up in between, conduct your meetings, standing. You'll find a way to be active or to at least get up, touch your toes. There are so many yoga asanas that you can do even in your own office space. You stand up, you touch your toes, you do a forward bend, you do a backward bend, whatever your body allows you to do. But all these, even one asana has the ability to stimulate blood flow and blood circulation throughout your entire body. Pranayama, breathing, is also an exercise. The more deep breathing you do, the more blood circulation you have, the more you are able to oxygenate trillions of cells in the human body. So basically what I'm trying to say is, a day that goes by without movement is a lost day for you. You have lost an opportunity to boost your immune system, to make yourself stronger. And as human beings, we always say we'll start tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. You kick yourself into getting up today and start today. I don't know anyone who started working out and then suddenly decided, hey, I'm feeling lazy. The idea is to start. You need to get through those 5 to 10 seconds of that decision and moving into action, and then you start doing it. So if we can't exercise, besides being disabled or anything like that, we have to understand that we are lazy. Okay, that we don't have self-discipline, that we don't care enough about our bodies, that we take our bodies and our health for granted. And whatever you take for granted, we will lose. That is the law of the universe. We will lose it at some point. So just make some time, No one is saying you got to stop living your life. No one is saying that you can't have a social life. No one is saying you can't do all of these things. But believe me, you'll start appreciating your social life, your job, your work, and everything else way more when you start exercising, because it's going to make you feel good. Vitamin E plays a huge role in depression and anxiety. You see, depression and anxiety, okay, I understand there are some people on heavy medications and all of that stuff, but we need to understand that I am yet to see any patient who has been depressed or anxious that when we tell them, do a 30-minute walk, they come back and they say, we feel so good. Vitamin E exercise is your antidepressant, anti-anxiety drug, which is natural, that only comes with pleasant side effects. I'm not saying you get off your other drugs, but believe me, the more you exercise, the more you throw yourself into that, you are going to use your own body as a pharmacy to produce the same serotonin, the same dopamine, the same oxytocin, the same endorphins that a drug is trying to do for you. So you have that choice where you can choose lifestyle over medication if it's done the right way. And all of that can happen with vitamin E and exercise. The same thing with your kids, the same thing with your parents. This mindset of, especially in India, as we age, we should move less. No, as you age, you should move more. If you want to live longer without suffering and without disease, you move more as you age more. It's not like, oh, I moved into retirement, so I spend more time in front of the TV, I spend more time at kiddie parties and all of that stuff. Do all of that stuff. But the more you move as you age, the better it is for you. And young children and teenagers, addicted to cell phones, addicted to games and video games, fine, if that's your choice as a parent to let them do that, but not by compensating their physical activity time. If you compensate their physical activity time for them to have more time with video games and stuff like that, all I can say is that you are doing a massive disservice to your child. And they may not feel it right now, but at some point they are going to feel it emotionally and physically as well. So everyone needs to find a way find a way to add a little bit of vitamin E into their day every single day. There is no excuse. In fact, look at yourself as literally, I'm not trying to be demotivating, that categorize yourself in a circle of being lazy and pathetic if you take your body for granted. Okay, if you got legs and God's given you a body that can move, use it. There are so many people who would wish that they can walk, but they're confined to a wheelchair, they're bedridden for life, and they cannot do that. So what you've been given, make sure you use it or you will lose it. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.